Alrighty, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hope you're having a good one. Tonight we are going to be tying a variation on the RS2, or the Rims Semblance. A little bit of liberty with the materials used, I guess, but it's taken some inspiration from. We've got the long tail, little wing, thread body there with some black marker to give that image of some segmentation, and a Kapok dubbing on the front of it. It's a handy little pattern. It's meant to represent a lot of little small things in the water, from midges to tricos, little mayflies. So I'm hoping we'll tick the box for anything just general small on the surface of the water. I've had a few situations where fish are being a bit picky, so I'm hoping these will tick the box. I'll be tying it on a size 18 Kamasan B405 for the video. However, the majority of what I've been tying lately are these little size 26s. They're being tied on a Tiemco or TMC 101, I believe. But we'll crack into it, give it a nudge, see how we go. Hopefully it works well for you. Let's get into it. Alright. Thread tonight we're using the Simplify Nano Silk and Brown. I'll be using the 30 denier. Now the thing to remember with this, unlike other flies, is we're not going to cut the tag end off straight away. We'll get it started as we normally do, but you want to keep your tag end up so it goes directly on top of the shank of the hook. I'm just going to keep tying that down until we get to the bend. And just get your tag end out of the way for the time being. Right, your tail materials. We're using this synthetic fibre. It's just called mayfly tails. You don't have to use that. You could use hackle fibres from any sort of hackle, really. Coq de Leon. But we're just going to use two of them. A bit hard to see there, but there is two. You just want to make sure that they're the same length. You just get them on top. You want it to be in the ballpark of about the same length as the shank. So generally I'll put a little bit longer. I'm going to pull it back through. So just the two wraps there. You can just slide it on back. Just get it to be about that two shank lengths back and get it all secured in. And just move your thread back up. Hook a bit. Get rid of those. Alrighty, next up you need to be able to split them. Sometimes they can be just a little bit fiddly. It's starting to come apart there. I just try to push them forward, which allows them to split a bit. And pull one out away from you, one out towards you, and then if you run that tag end of your thread through the middle, it's going to hold them apart. And it just puts a little blocker in there. And you just tie that off. Get rid of your tag end now. And just build up a bit of a taper on that body. Not a huge one, but just enough to give it that tapered sort of shape to it. Right, next up we're going to get that segmented look. All we need to do here is take some black Sharpie and colour in that line, that thread, sorry, which is just going to give it that segmented look on it. You can just bring that forward like you would if you were wrapping wire in there for the same reason. Just build up a little bit more of a thread base there. Right, onto our wing. Alrighty, for the wing we're using CDC. This is a light dun colour. You just want to use the tip, so I'm just going to grab it by there, or by the tip of it, pull it back, which is going to make our tie-in point. You only got about 8 fibres on each side, you don't really need more than that. Get it tied in. About two wraps to begin with, which just allows you to hold it firm enough that you can pull it through and start making that wing. You just bring it back to about the length of the body you just tied, and then just secure it in, and we'll snip it off. And just a couple more wraps just to secure that very little end part. Alright, I'm going to dub the head of it. Alright, Kapok dubbing. It's a cool material, plenty of colours. I'll be using black here, but it gives you plenty of options to try a few others as well. Only a little bit. Usually with this stuff I'd recommend putting in a dubbing loop or splitting the thread, but because we're using so little, it's just a personally I find it a bit of a nightmare trying to put that in a dubbing loop, but it seems to go alright. And you just want to just build up the head of that fly. It's important to note as well is when you're tying these small flies, just really think about how much material you're using, have a plan as you go into it, which will make it so much easier. You can take a couple sometimes to work out that plan, but just have a ponder. It makes it so much easier so you don't overdress them or put too much materials on there. And it's only a small fly, it doesn't need, a whole pile of material. And you just finish her off. Nice and simple. Right, there we have it. RS2. Nice little emerging pattern. Great for midges or tricos or any small mayfly. Play around with colours, work out what you need for what's in your area, but so easy. Little tail. I was using those synthetic fibres, but you can use cocktaillon or hackle fibres or whatever works for you. A little thread body, the Sharpie for the segmentation, CDC wing, and the Kapok dubbing. RS2 or Rim Semblance, it's a great little fly. Hope you enjoyed, hope you have fun tying it, and I hope it works well for you. As always, happy tying, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.